Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Des Moines. It is the Tier 10 American cruiser, the crown jewel of the American cruiser line, and it really is worth all of the pain and suffering that most of you have gone through as you level through the cruiser line of the Americans. Now we're on the map Loop, and this is your standard, typical anti-air concealment build for the Des Moines. Why not? At some point, aircraft carriers will be relevant, but not in this game. It feels so worthless at times whenever you bring a build that's designed to counter or at least assist in the protection of one class that's just not being played. But that's the way the world works, right? At some point, wargaming is going to be like, you know what? The cruisers actually are pretty good against aircraft carriers, but since they don't actually exist, well, those battleships can just do whatever they want. Now, I chose a different path from my team. It appears that my team has said, let's take A, B, screw C, don't need to worry about it at all. I was trying to maybe use radar to detect the Fletcher and protect the Shimakaze. I have good concealment. I shouldn't be detected unless something goes horrible. You know, someone moves forward way too fast. There's me double checking my radar range. And anyone who doesn't know, they usually put radar range as 1-to-1 with your ship detection. And the enemy Fletcher's moving forward, but he's moving forward in a manner that's going to be behind the island. I expect that the Shimakaze is detected, and oh man, this is bad. Minotaur, Fletcher, we're going to lose this flank. We're going to lose the Shimakaze, and me being here is completely worthless, right? Game's already over. Well, not quite. I have this beautiful island, and I think the Fletcher will not expect me to be in this position as I round the island. I can easily blow up the Fletcher and then retreat. One of the few cruisers that can, because of the rate of fire, of course. And I've gone all in on the rate of fire, I believe. I think I have. I might have gone range. I don't remember. Either way, it's a scary build. But who cares about range at this point? The Fletcher's going to be 7-8 kilometers, maybe, if he wants to use smoke, which I don't think he has it because he used it against the Shimakaze. Well, I got radar. So we're going to just slowly work our way around, and ooh, the Fletcher's somewhat turned back around. He's only 7 kilometers away. I really want to engage on my own term, take him out, and then retreat. I don't want the Amagi, the North Carolina, the Hindenburg, nothing to get in the way of this destruction. And if I look at my rate of fire, yeah, I don't have the reload module. I'm actually using the range module, which is okay, you know. It's better for battleships. It's worse against a destroyer because clearly you're not going to engage a destroyer at 18 kilometers. But we just annihilate this guy, do so much damage in such a small window. One misstep, but I'm still trying to drop off, go back behind the island. I do expect to kill him. Oh, come on, get this guy. The front guns are rotating, not as fast as the Minotaur, of course, but between me and the friendly, Fletcher is destroyed. Now we're going to drop off detection. Looks like the Amagi was using the Fletcher smoke from previously, or the Minotaurs, one of the two. And my team definitely has B, definitely will capture A once they detect the enemy destroyer. This flank is just me harassing the enemy as they try to maneuver into position to take B. And this Minotaur is the next candidate. He has about, 9-kilometer range concealment? Let's just say 9-kilometer range concealment. I'm 10.6. My radar will work extremely well against him, and my AP will work extremely well against him. I just don't want to engage the target until I'm behind the island so the Amagi has nothing to shoot at. And that's something that just develops over time. As you get more comfortable with the game, playing on these maps, you consider when is a good time to engage and when is a bad time to engage. And this is a good time. Now, I got HE loaded initially. His angle, not quite where I wanted to be with AP. Obviously, the ship has a very quick reload. Switching to AP, and I felt like he was going to over-rotate, go back behind the island, but no, of course not. He kicks it back. AP, completely worthless. Switch right back to HE. This is the struggle. But oh, I think he's overcorrecting, and now here we go. Broadside AP, clearly he will send torpedoes, fire at the waterline, and just keep up the pressure. 4 citadels with the first salvo. He sees how bad this is. He turns back, and I would have killed you. And I think I can overmatch his front nose. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, we're going to take a little bit of damage. I fire blindly into his location. I miss out on the kill. The North Carolina got the kill. We take one right on the nose, of course. Nothing to protect it. So I have to use my damage control to put out the flood. But it was an easy kill. Pretty harmless. Not a lot of damage done to me. And I didn't take any fire from anyone else. Enemy Moskva is moving forward, and we have his flank. Now, I want to try and get into the Minotaur smoke, which conveniently is sitting right here. Since the Moskva is showing a perfect broadside, AP would probably be the superior ammo choice. So I get a little bit of damage into him, I move behind the cover of the smoke, and then we unload on him. Now, I got to consider the friendly torpedoes. I can't go in the smoke just yet, but once the torpedoes are gone, and we get a citadel nice, once the torpedoes are gone, I should be able to get in and up. Atago. He's got me, so I'm going to just stop and reverse. Try and get 1 or 2 shots on him before the island, hopefully, and just barely 2 shells clear the island. Now, I could come around this island. I could move forward, but there is an Amagi right there with the Atago. Plus, there's a North Carolina. I don't think it is the correct choice to go around the island right there. Instead, I'm going to back up, fire a couple times at the Moskva if I can, and then see about engaging maybe the Amagi as he comes around, or the Atago as he turns back around. Whatever the case is, we were going to do damage to a target and not take much. And look, it worked out in my favor. 4 torpedoes, that's the Atago. He sent it, but look at him. He's going to be soft, and the Amagi's going to be behind the island, so I can engage the Atago just by himself, and that's what I'm going to look to do. With AP, of course, hoping that he remains broadside, but he's kind of correcting. He's just on the edge. Now, the thing with the American cruisers is their AP actually has a higher chance of penetrating. If the angle is slightly greater, they're the ones over anyone else that should default to using AP if there's a slight chance that they would indeed soften their angle. So like right now, he's softening his angle, should be switching to AP with my next salvo. We're doing good HE damage, of course, and I believe this is the side of the ship that has not sent torpedoes, so just keep that in mind. I don't have anything to detect them. And yeah, look at this. Yes, show a perfect broadside. Do it. Do it. We miss out on the kill there. North Carolina gets a big broadside citadel, of course, so it was like 10,000. But the target's dead, and it looks like the Amagi wanted to push forward. Well, I've got backup, and I was teasing it. Oh, how dare my teammates actually play the game correctly and do a good job. A game where it looked like the initial deployment might end in my death has actually worked to our advantage because of the use of this island. And it just comes with time. You know the tendencies of the enemy, where they are looking to go. Usually timings on a random battle are completely off. You know, if you call for a take on B, some stragglers will go in just before the team. There is a window to kill them off before the rest of the team gets there. And that's what you usually look to do. Of course, it doesn't work out as well as you would like sometimes, and then you get into hairy situations and you have to deal with it. Now we've got 3 battleships that appear to be pushing forward to get out wide. This Bismarck is the only one who can engage me and can be engaged by my friendly North Carolina, I believe. So I'm just going to fire AP at a broadside target. Try and get a little bit of chip damage, but my ultimate goal is to make sure that my teammates can engage these battleships as they round this island, on our own terms, mind you. Now I did one last shot, who cares, it's going to be reloaded before I get around the corner. And, I was sort of pleasantly surprised. Well, I want my teammates to succeed, but I also want to be able to enjoy the game in a sense that I can be a part of the success more often than not. So whenever I see a teammate sort of overextending, I guess I could say, pause for a second, but I think it's better that you learn from experiencing it. And I knew the Alabama was going to be engaged by multiple targets. I'm just going to try and use the chance, the opportunity that he gave us to get a little bit more damage on these targets. Now, I'm using AP. I'm bow on. Disciplined. You have to be disciplined. Notser. Don't be greedy. I don't want to come around the island and allow the North Carolina to engage me, but I'm basically trying to kill this guy as quickly as I can, and he's going to get, I think he got one bow penetration, which is to be expected. Somehow he actually incapacitated my rear. Now, you noticed I targeted the bow. Probably should have targeted the bow because it was shattering, or it was failing to penetrate on the side of the ship because of the high armor zone. The bow is actually a great location to fire on as a cruiser because it's a fairly reasonable. Now that was payback, right? Someone got a big damaging shot, and I was the one who finished. Versus the Minotaur, or the Atago, where I was going to be the guy, the man, who finished the target off, and then someone took it away. But that's the way it works out. In the Bismarck, one by one, these guys have been coming in. I, along with my teammates, have been engaging them on our own terms. I think they're in smoke, by the way, behind me. And I'm going to rush this guy. I don't care. Now, you might notice where I'm firing. I'm trying to get the bow. The bow is about, 32, if that, millimeters of armor. And 203 can easily deal with that. Now, obviously, if it disperses into parts of the ship that are higher armored, well, I can't help that. But as I get closer and closer, the only parts of the ship that I can actually do damage to is the superstructure and that bow. And when you get close to this bow, when everything hits, it looks great. 3,000, but we don't kill the target in time. And I was willing to ram for the kill at the end. I think it would have been noble. We did earn Confederate 3 kills, 136,000 damage done. Not bad at all. 2,133 base XP. The Des Moines is just such a great ship. I can't wait to go down the American cruiser line and describe in detail what I would do for each tier. But as far as the Des Moines is concerned, great AA protection, radar, rate of fire, 203s are great. And playing the map to your advantage is really hard for them to deal with you. Now, I didn't camp, but I did use the island to my advantage. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.